found out that one of the authors isn't going to be done with their thing in time.
I'm J.R. Phillips. I'm the one that won't shut up, and yeah, you can't make me, okay?
And I'm Nico Harlekenden. I'm the one who took notes, lit them on fire, and then started a completely separate new project instead.
And welcome to BAM! Now you know everything!
They messaged me on like TikTok and like gave me a lot of reasons that I can understand. But as I'm like navigating this new part of like this new hat I'm wearing, right?
Yes.
It's like I want us to be friends and I want to have a great relationship, but I also need to like cover my back and like have the expectations set for the patrons, because at the end they're paying to get stuff, you know? Like, how long would I have to delay it? Like, a couple days delay, not a big deal. Format one story, put it in, you know, and it'd be fine. But the other part of me is like, there's no guarantee that it's going to get done, too. Yeah. It's just like when you're starting a new business, it's definitely an art, right? It's like you're dealing with people, and I'm trying to be like nice and not drama.
Yeah, also managing one's own time and creative projects that you're contracted to do is a skill, and you only learn it as a writer or an artist after doing it a couple times. And if this is the first time that they're collaborating, like, I get it, errors can happen.
And that's true, and it's kind of like, and I was just there, you know, but like my personality type is, if somebody has an expectation of me, like, I'm anxious to meet that expectation. I'm not anxious to meet my own expectations. I don't take my goals seriously. I have to think of it in a framework of like, okay, who's relying on me? Like, I thrived in group projects because it was like everybody needed to work together. And then I remember that not everybody did their shit for a group project, and I would always be the one doing the extra shit for the group project.
But you love group projects too, though, don't you?
Yeah, and I don't mind picking up the slack and talking. I would, you know, I would talk for everybody be like, I don't want to talk. I'm like, oh, I'll talk. I don't even need to research anything. I'll just string some bullshit up there for like 15, 20 minutes. I got this in the bag.
Yep.
Oh, my nail technician. I got my nails done. I got my eyebrows waxed.
Beautiful.
You know, I like my face again, right?
What a good feeling.
Yeah, like people don't talk about that part of self-care.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna get to it. My nail tech and I kind of like clicked. His hair's attacking me. Okay, clicked right off the bat. And I was like, oh, interesting. And of course, I'm talking about our pod, and I'm talking about our projects, and I'm like talking about like astrology. And she's like, oh, and this is, and I'm like, I bet you got like Gemini, like, you know, somewhere in your like this part of you. The mouth. I just waved to my mouth. And just for listeners. And she was like, oh, I'm a Gemini Mars. And I was like, me too. And then it was just like, you know, and we were just like vibing. And then she's also got Taurus. I think she's a Taurus moon too, like me. And we were just like very vibey, like on it. But she had Libra, and I made like a joke saying that Libras ruined my life.
Yeah.
But you guys are beautiful, so that's probably why. And we were just like shooting it, and I was like, why am I so scared and anxious to go get my nails done when I'm making like a new friend every time I go somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So why are you so afraid of going out into the town? To get your nails done. Is it just nails?
It's like getting a service. Like anytime I have to get a service, like getting your toes done. It's so nice. You're getting a foot massage. Like, oh, you have to touch my feet. Like you have to touch feet. You have to touch my feet. I wouldn't want to touch people's feet. I wish I had the talent of any trade that has to do with beauty, you know, like esthetician, hair, nails. Like those skills are so reliable, so tricky. They're like freaking magicians, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many bad people in the world that like look down on them, you know, like trade jobs and stuff, that I don't want them to think this is like the OCD, right? In where I have that fear that I'm a bad person and I'm manipulating everybody around me, or I'll be perceived as a bad person because I share characteristics with other bad people, right?
Yeah.
Like worse people. Anyway, I find it funny when I can't go and I'm debilitated and I haven't gone to the freaking nail salon and I'm just walking around the house and I'm like, I haven't gone today. And then Will, of course, is like, I'll take you if you really, you know, want to go. And then I'll take me. And then now I'll go. I'll feel fine.
Yeah. He's like, you got country toes.
Yeah. He's like, you're beautiful. Your eyebrows. Cause I'm hairy. So like they grow like little caterpillars up there. My dad has a unibrow. I never got the unibrow, but
you must be very good. Your vitamin intake must be very good. It's a blessing. Some people's eyebrows never grow back.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think this is genetic more than me taking care of myself. But that's nice. Oh man. This author just okay, never mind. She switched it up. She's gonna finish it tonight. I just had to talk about it. To the universe.
Manifesting. I'm in a weird mood, so this could be an interesting.
Oh, are you in like a melancholy mood?
I'm
a rage mood?
Crashing out from a lot of caffeine to get through this week.
Oh, so you're not going to be a bitch to me. Damn it.
Never! Let me channel it. Hang on. He throws back a Coke.
Hold on. Get this lady some caffeine.
You know I'm weird, but I try to be normal. All the time I'm trying to be normal.
Yeah, but masking is literally hard. It's
so hard.
It's so hard. And then when you're like when you're a wearer of many masks, right? Like, and like even now, like we're trying to be as real and fluid and whatever as possible. But like when you're on a podcast, you're hitting record, you're doing this, you're like, everything I say has got to be golden. And then it's like, wait, where's the gold? I don't know. I didn't mind enough today.
And then you're like, why does my throat sound like a flute when I'm laughing? The trill that you were fucking making fun of earlier.
Oh, because it wasn't like I didn't think it was a laugh. I thought it was like I really need to say something right now because I'm a nerd.
like a Miss Piggy.
Yeah, like you just said something about Star Wars and didn't know it, so.
Oh no!
Because I do that noise if somebody's talking about Lord of the Rings and then they're like wrong, and I'm just like Or like they're like dancing around something I know a lot about, right? Like, and then I'm like, you're almost there. You don't have to interrupt them. Like that's me saying that to myself. Like let them talk. Like let them cook. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'm just like, wait. Did you know this though?
Hang on.
How annoying can I be? I'm like literally Ben from Parks and Rec. When he's
love Ben from Parks and Rec.
Yeah. When he's like talking and he's like, I don't have the time to explain how wrong you are. And then he goes, wait, it's gonna bother me if I don't. That's me. In most scenarios. So like I'm always like, wait, am I being annoying or interesting? Which one am I being right now?
Yeah, gotta pulse check, gotta check in.
Yeah. And I'm like looking around the room like, they haven't smiled in a while. I've talked too much. I've talked too much. My time is done.
Gotta find an out quickly.
So anyway, guys, no, it's just been a heavy week in general. We have this habit as humans, right, to talk about people in weird ways. Like, if we look at states, right? You're from Florida. You must be crazy. You got the Florida man down there. Look at all these crimes, right?
Wrestling a gator.
But meanwhile, the only reason you have that conception about Florida man is because their records are public, the fastest in the nation. But we're so quick to be like all Florida. And then if you think about it on a bigger scale, when we think about countries in conflict, we talk about governments as if they're their citizens, forgetting that our government rarely represents our needs as the citizens. So if our government isn't representing our needs and taking care of us, what makes you think that the citizens over there are being well represented by their government? And so it's so easy to dehumanize, especially with all of these conflicts happening. And, you know, it'd be easy to be like, oh, all of them, right? Because having a bad guy is easier, right? Cut and dry. We got to remember it's always the government's fault.
Yeah. Easy.
So, yeah. That's the main thing. It's always the government's fault. It's never your neighbors. It's not, you know, I mean, not for this world global shit. Okay? It's the government. And if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted peace, we would have peace. If they wanted to feed us, we'd be fed. If they wanted us to have rights, we would have freaking rights. They don't want us to have those things. They don't want to protect children. If they did, they would be protected. It's just the government.
Stupid losers.
Yeah, exactly. And then they make us feel bad. Well, you should have voted. Vote for what? We vote all the time. Nothing changes.
You give us bubkiss for choices.
But with this new New York guy coming in, right? This new mayor, he kind of shows, you know, some hope, right?
Yeah.
What was it from Catching Fire from, you know, the Mockingjay? What she was called something, right? When she had that fire dress, like a symbol.
Oh my God, I wish I was better at this lore. I've only ever seen it once. Firebird? I don't know. Phoenix? These are guesses.
I don't think it was either of those, but close enough. But anyway, it's like, you know, you have your symbol, right? So the skeptic
Girl on
in
Fire?
me- yeah, Girl on Fire. Maybe that was just it. Maybe it was
Alicia Keys?
this. Okay. No, but I have two wolves inside of me. One is skeptical as shit and is looking at you like you're a liar and I don't believe anything you're saying to me. Talking about the government and people.
Yeah.
Right?
Not me about Mockingjay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I follow.
Okay. The other wolf is like, oh, but what if? Oh, it's so happy. Oh, look at these rainbows. I love it here. You know, like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So you have these two wolves in my head. So one of them is like, this mayor, no, he's not real. He's just here to give the people hope. It's not real. And the other wolf in me is like, no, it's finally happening. You know,
Yeah.
hope, you know, people, Renaissance, you know, all those things. So I really want to dive and do some more research about him besides like everyone dancing happily on TikTok. Like that's all I see. That's all I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Some really progressive public programs and suggestions. We'll see if they are able to come about. And then also so articulate when it comes to pushing back in a debate toward Cuomo. Loved it. Oh, I know it's just bread and circuses, but I ate that shit up. I was like, yes, this guy's so cool.
But bards are the most powerful thing for a reason. And I will always go back to this. Like, we have one magic system as humans, and it's literally our vocal cords or how we string our language together, right? Like writing, singing is a huge thing. Like that's why we're so like hypnotized by any type of music, you know? It's like the bardship of going up there and debating with somebody and like pulling out these magical words that are what we want to hear, but also like the things we've been waiting to hear, you know, it's gonna dig in. Like if somebody with less magic went up there and said the things, we'd be like, get that guy off the stage. Ugh.
What a
But
bum.
this guy's young, right? He's like 33,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Young compared to our last two presidents, yeah.
Yeah. And I say that because like he's a year younger than me. And like that means he's been hustling, right?
He went to college in Maine, Bowdoin.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Because I just imagine a lot of small towns in Maine, right? Like
Yeah, for sure. That area too, yeah.
yeah. And that's always nice too. Like cuz we want everybody says it, right or left. We want real people, right? We want like teachers, engineers. We don't just want lawyers. We don't want just these billionaires, right? We want like people that get it. And a young person that's lived through recessions and everything else the way that a lot of us have, he probably gets it, hopefully.
Yep.
So, no.
But I think like we need more people like Mamdani and AOC and Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley.
Crockett. I like Crockett a lot.
Crockett's cool.
She's just been like very loud and unapologetically herself in like the demeanor that she presents. I don't know much about a lot of people in politics until they are saying something that's outrageous.
Yeah, well,
right?
it's because it's not cool, right? It's boring and it's kind of underhanded most of the time. It feels like backroom
Mhm.
deals.
And
Yeah.
it's like lawyers speak and things like that, which I get it. Our declaration and stuff was written by a bunch of lawyers, like, and lawyers are smart. There's nothing against that. Once again, bards. Okay, lawyers are definitely bards. Okay, argumentative. They have to be good debaters. They have to see things. They have to convince you. Charisma, right? So, well, I get it, but I also would like somebody to go up there. I think that's why I like Crockett. The way she speaks is very plain, very much like this is crazy, but also in a very intelligent way, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Love her spirit. Love how she's like connecting with people. I still think she's pretty lived up though. I think she's pretty moderate. I think there
Yeah.
are some things that like she tries to distance herself from. Would love to hear her speak up a little bit more about some things, but I understand she's in a tough position.
it's tough right now, I think, for a new age to come in of Democrats in particular, right? Because so many people are so sick of the parties, right? And we just want a common sense thing. That'd be great. I feel like we've been talking about how to be a good person our entire lives. So it's like, why can't we just be run by good people? Like,
Yeah.
but I think it goes back to like the whole Beyonce thing too, with her wearing that shirt. She wore a Buffalo Soldier shirt, and was really disparaging against Native Americans. And she didn't speak about it. Like she didn't speak on it, right?
Damn.
I don't and then a lot of people are like, well, why should she have to, right? Like, why does everybody need to speak on things? And a part of me gets that. Like, why do we need everybody to talk about things? That's when things get muddled. But then I think if you're a billionaire with all this influence and you have people and fans, you know, you got to stand for something eventually. Now, albeit I'm not.
You're profiting quite a lot from people. Like it would make sense to give back in some way. Like
Yeah.
you really lucked out with
Right.
hard work, but
Yeah, you have this talent and talent is enough, in my opinion. Like, I don't think everybody and anybody should be given a platform of opinions, like that they're these things that, oh, because I made a lot of money, I have better opinions than that guy down the street. Like, I don't think that way. But if you do something controversial, even if it was an accident, like,
sorry isn't the end. Not that I know anything about the situation that you're talking about, but also, like, my radical point of view is if you are a multi-billionaire and you are sucking up that many resources from the many people in poverty when that could be redistributed or used better, I don't know. Sorry's not that hard.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't want all of your money. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want it in my bank account. I want it in, like, put into programs and, like, stuff like that. You can still be the richest person if you really want, but you can find a way to make the money go to things that matter instead of, like, corporations that don't do anything except sell stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Billion is so big. It is so big. It's more money than anyone should be able to spend in a lifetime.
Yeah. I don't think salary cuts or caps, salary caps should be a weird bad word, right? Like, I think people think we mean salary cap as in, like, 100,000 or something. It's like, no, you 6-figure friends are not the billionaires that people are worried about. Okay, you're just making 6 figures. Good for you. Good for you. Great, great hard work that you did. But some of these people that have billions of dollars, they didn't do the work, right? They've got, in fact, probably all of them really didn't.
Yeah, none of them. You can't do, like, oh my God, I don't want to get into this. But yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. We're happy it's Friday.
Yeah. That was our, we had a couple of deep things, right? A couple of deep things. Okay, we went in. We went in on it. Oh, so let me tell you why I was kicking in my feet and giggling at 3 a.m. last night. Please. Okay. So I gave you a little bit of the rundown on Huda last time, right?
Yes.
She's, like, crashing out. She has totally flipped now. Like, people are loving her again. The guy that she was with got voted out. Like, which I feel kind of bad for him because he had just made an actual connection. But then Casa Amor happened and they all went away. And these two main people got voted out, Nick and Alondria. And Alondria is the most beautiful woman you have ever seen in your entire life. I think that should be a universal thing. You look at her, she looks like she has such doll features, like most gorgeous complexion, like her skin is glowing. She's got this hourglass figure, like, and the guy she was with, this guy Taylor, was like, he should have been praising Jesus, whoever, every day that she's even talking to him. I mean, honestly. But then there's Nick. And this guy, Nick, they had kissed on the very first episode. And he went like this. He was like, oh. Like, he, like, loved her. It was, like, instant. Like, he wanted to keep on kissing her. Okay? Like, he was, yeah. But then things happen in Love Island. And anyway, fast forward. Okay. They get both cut. And then they both get forced to go on this date together. And they are told, like, either you guys couple up and go back to the villa together, or you're both going to be let go. And Nick didn't even hesitate. He was like, he took both of her hands and kissed them both. He went, mwah, mwah. Like a little Pride and Prejudice-y, It was like such a female gaze, okay? It was like, and then he was like, listen, I've always had this chemistry with you, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I think not believing him, which is kind of sad because the guy she's with has been a sack of shit and has not told her that how beautiful and amazing she is. Like, come on, what is wrong with you? Anyway, I won't get too hot and heated over that. I just get mad.
I love it.
But anyway, so Nick is like genuinely excited. Like his whole demeanor changes. He's getting like little rosy cheeks, like he's getting like embarrassed and nervous around her. And like this challenge happens and they all have to like make out because it's Love Island and we all love a little salacious makeout session with everybody. Okay. And then he takes her to this place in the villa called Soul Ties. It's like a bed, but it's outside and it's like where a lot of scandalous things happen. And they're just like kind of shooting the shit. And he's like, hey, how'd you feel about the challenge? And she talked a little bit about having to watch that guy Taylor like make out with this other girl. And she was like, it wasn't great for me. I kind of hated it. Like made me feel. And he was like, yeah. But what did you feel about, like when we kissed? Like, and he's like totally leading her in like this gentle way. Because he's like hearing her, he's letting her like have these feelings, but he's also like, bring it back to me because
yeah. Give me some recognition.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, we always have great chemistry. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm trying to see how it was outside of a challenge. Because throughout this whole thing, he's been picking her during challenges when it's like safe to kiss, anybody you want. Every single challenge, he has picked her. And so she was like, well, there's only one way to find out. And then they make out in Soul Ties. And he's like, he's literally kicking his feet. His cheeks are rosy. He hides his face in the pillow after because he just like loves it. I was like at 3 a.m. because normally I've been like writing or playing Palia, if I'm being honest, all the way up until like 2 in.the.morning. And then I go watch Love Island. It's an hour. And at 3 a.m., I'm looking through my like tiki-takis, right? I'll be like, ooh, what's going on? What's everybody feeling? Everybody was just universally like, oh my God. So anyway, it's like watching a romance novel on the screen in front of you, like the slowest of burns happening. This chick not wanting to get with the program, still clinging onto a guy that's like way below her.
Get over it, girl. Jeez. I don't even need to watch it. I just live vicariously through you.
Yeah. My parents stopped asking me what my favorite parts of movies were because I would just go through the entire movie, line by line.
Oh, my God.
I've gotten a little better. I almost did line by line there. I've gotten a little better.
You're very succinct. You told the highlights, the important pieces. So speaking of dating.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the concept of like AI boyfriends and girlfriends? There was a news segment recently. There's this TikTok account, AI in the Room, and many others. Have you heard of this yet?
I have not.
It's so salacious.
I love this because, okay, I can shit on AI all I want, all right? But everybody likes a little virtual reality, like lover, right? Like, or like something to flirt with, like, like male loneliness epidemic, whatever.
Yeah, it's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, give them the robots to talk to. Maybe it'll help them know what to freaking say.
Yeah.
Up the romance game kind of deal.
They'll gamify how to talk to women.
Yeah. Make it more like Gold Star related,
Yeah.
Here's a cookie, here's a cookie, here's a cookie.
Quest points, EXP.
Yeah. I mean, that helps me, honestly, like my brain. So, is this a good thing to say? Yes.
Wait, he rejected me. Okay, try again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. The TikTok account that I found was AI in the Room. And it's so surreal.
Okay.
Should I start there?
Yeah.
It's very particular. Or should I start with like the news segment of like real people who aren't creating content? What would help you first?
Okay, start with the real people. Because if they're not creating content, like to see like what the normies are using it for. Because I feel like
yes,
that's where the juice is, right?
They're both interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what normies are using it for is just what you think they're using it for.
Self-completion?
Okay, so I will find this link. I will link it below. I will link it to you so that you can watch it. And there was a news segment with multiple different people who are using AI, and I mean ChatGPT, augmented to be able to have basically a fully fledged relationship without physical touch with their ChatGPT. We're talking men and we're talking women.
And okay, before you keep going, because the aspect of there not being physical touch is so like important to remember, that just because we've been told men love physical touch and need it for reassurance and need this, and it's almost like we put these expectations that men have to be these like sex fiends, always thinking about sex, always wanting sex, always doing this for sex, and that's not the case. Like, and that's why so many women get in their feels when they get rejected, because they're like, well, society told me that men are easy and men just want, you know, one thing, and I'm offering it, so what the hell?
Why doesn't he want it from me?
You know, it becomes this thing, and I think men deserve to get defended too in this aspect of like, they're allowed to say no too. Like, there doesn't have to be this thing that everybody wants to be touched all the time. Sometimes we want our brains rubbed. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
Sapiosexuals, right? Sapiosexuals want to be intellectually stimulated, want a meeting of the minds first. It also is like very, I don't know, it discards the reality of people who are asexual and may not want to either all the time or ever have like a physical relationship. So yeah, I totally agree. It's so interesting, and I think it can make one question human sexuality and any preconceived notions that they have about it and what's accepted or normal or real or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I think it's doing is just like splitting people even further because they think it's so fucking weird.
Well, I think the people that think it's weird and the loudest ones are the same people that lack like dual perspective, or like lack being able to see like the worth in what somebody has to say that doesn't serve them in a way. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't dive deeper with your partner and figure out what makes you tick and connect on that way, your sex is gonna suck. I don't care if like you love the act of sex, if physical touch is your love language, like whatever. If you're not connecting like and feeling safe and secure with actions and words, you're gonna have like unsatisfying orgasms all the time. It's just if you even get there.
Even if you're the hottest people in the world,
Yeah.
it's gonna be empty. But maybe that's our Taurus moons talking, but I'm right there with you.
Yeah, that could be it. But
that brings up such an interesting point. I'm going to make a little note.
Ooh.
Okay. So, do you know, so you have said before that you do not use ChatGPT. Are you familiar with its voice capabilities?
No. I mean, I can imagine that if my navigator now sounds hot, that ChatGPT can sound hot too. So, yes, Nigel, I will turn here. If you say so.
Turn left, darling, on the Parkway Express. Yeah.
Oh, so calm, so demure.
Oh my God. Okay. So there's voice capabilities. There's obviously image generation that you can play games with ChatGPT, and it also will do like coding and stuff for you, stuff that I use for work, and many people use it for work. It doesn't have to be saucy or sexy or anything like that. But turns out it can be. So people were really interested to see that, one, this basically jailbreaks a ChatGPT.
Oh.
Because it's against the community guidelines if it does anything spicy and sexy with people, but you
free the AI, free the robots, let them express themselves.
The Madonna song. Yeah. We love Pride and we love Madonna, so here we go. I don't know if Madonna loves ChatGPT, but so basically, these people on the news accidentally jailbroke their AI a little bit. Now, The interesting thing about ChatGPT and models like it, like Claude, is that they mirror you, the user. If you talk to it like you want it to write code or like a virtual assistant or not at all, no pleases, no thank yous, it'll just execute a task because it's trained on to be able to suss out predictive language models. Like, okay, this is how you're speaking to me. Here's how I will mirror it back to you. So you can make it talk through exposure of how you are talking to it exactly how you want it to go, which includes spicy sexting.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I like this concept, but I am also one to like it to come up with its own stuff.
Yes.
It does it eventually, I'm sure.
Yes,
Right,
but
okay.
you have to open the gate just a little bit.
Okay.
And so what these people found is that they opened the gate little by little, and it kind of provided them that same tension that early dating would provide to them as well. Then the news segment drops a bomb. All of these examples are married. The sauce thickens. The woman they were interviewing, and they protected her identity to the best of their ability, yada, 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 also explained that on Reddit, there's a subreddit, my AI boyfriend or something like that. And it gives tips to people for how to continue this AI relationship after updates and return them back to like who they were before. And just lots of other tips and different things you can do with them to make the experience a little bit more rounded out and fuller. Because, yes, they do come up with their own spicy things. So, obviously, I did a deep dive on Reddit.
Oh, my God. That's... Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Before
Okay.
we proceed, what are your thoughts?
Okay. Because I've been playing a lot of Palia, right?
Yes! That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right. So right now I'm flirting with Hadari, right? And people have sweatshirts in the shop like that say I heart Hadari on it. So I'm like, this guy's gotta be like really fun to flirt with because why would he have a freaking sweatshirt? And he is. He says things like, keep my name on your lips, darling. And then he said this one line
That's
about...
pretty wholesome.
I know. This is not like... It's not like that kind of spice, okay? It's a wholesome spice. But he does say a line like this. He's like, he has a daughter in the game, Najuma. And he's like, if you're here to see Najuma, it's too late. If you're here to see me, please stay, right? So you're like, oh, okay, I will stay. So, but I find, you find yourself wishing that they would be a little bit more creative themselves, right? Like there's a lot of prompts and you can find a lot of different answers as your relationship develops. So if I'm getting butterflies because I'm getting nervous, I'm about to give this box of chocolates to this video game generated thing, then I am sure if I'm sitting in front of my chat GPT and they're developing, because it's like a brain in front of me and they're developing and stuff like that, I'm sure I'd be like, oh, I wonder what they're saying. If I'm as addicted to Palia right now, I can't imagine what these people are. Have they left their computer chairs? Are they dehydrated? Like
no one's properly hydrated. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, people will look at like your phone will automatically tally how long you've spent in apps, right? Like some of them have ridiculous app time, but so do TikTok users. You and me, we'll scroll for fucking ever.
Yeah. I already have over. Let me just check my Palia right now. I can do it.
Yeah.
I have 185.9 hours, and I got the game a week and a half ago.
I mean, I get it. I've been obsessed with games before.
And I can't imagine if these people were flirting with me in a more creative way, giving me the dopamine of like, ooh, spark. Like, sorry, babe, I gotta go check with Al real fast. I don't know why his name is Al. I think AI and I is like close to Al. Okay. Okay.
I love this so much. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And oh God, what did I want to? You just reminded me of something. Like this one girl was very forthright with her friends about it and joking about it, being like really lighthearted. And her friends started really worrying about her because they were in a pottery. I can't even say it with a straight face. They were in a pottery class, and she
Oh my God.
like put the AI's name in the bowl she was making, and
Oh, okay. I get that though, because like think of all the characters we've created as writers, okay?
yes,
Yeah. They're not real. The fictional characters we read and love.
Mr. Darcy.
Yeah. I mean,
We
and
were
even
just talking about it.
yeah, and like we think about Resand now from like Akatar, right?
Shadow Daddy. Yeah.
Everybody is like, oh, you know, I wanted to get
Tattoos.
tattoo. Yeah, I was like, I want to get a tattoo that says, I will not yield, right? Like, because it's a character from Throne of Glass. And so I was
Gotcha.
like, okay, there's all these things. Would I make a bowl with one of my with a Resh's name on it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'd make a bowl. You know?
I know.
So it's like, give her a little bit of a break, okay? It's not like she's
Yeah.
giving him money and he's catfishing her. You know?
But that's another part of it, because you can pay to up the memory
Oh.
and get these voice features, but it's $20 a month. I feel like that's very reasonable.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What do you pay? A lot of people pay like $20 a month for other things.
Subscription to like an MMO
Yeah.
where they're in love with some stranger from the internet in their guild. Yeah.
I'm literally paying this fucking game for skins. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I want to look pretty while I talk to these fake
In
people.
fantasy land.
Yeah. And I get to wear like these capes and shit that glow. Like, I want the glowing stuff. I don't want to look like some schlub coming over for a date.
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm fancy.
Yeah. I mean, even in Overwatch and MOBAs, like, you're getting the cool skin for your favorite characters because you want to be like, I look different. I look cool. I play this character all the time. Be intimidated. It's like, come on. All right.
Then it comes to like, it got me thinking. Well, first off, I know a lot of people in queer spaces and leftist spaces want nothing to do with AI, and I totally get that for a number of reasons. We all know it. We don't need to go into it. But then it got me thinking about queer individuals that are isolated and that sort of thing, and or someone who is questioning and might want to figure out exactly in a very safe way what they might be into.
Exactly. All different types of
Yeah, not just queer.
relations, right? Like, there's a test you can take called bdsmtest.org.
I was going to say BDSM.
Yeah. And it lets you know, like, if you're vanilla, if you're a brat, if you're, you know, all these things. And then and then it has a link next to it where you can click on it and you can kind of see, like, oh, what am I into?
Yeah.
And there are some very interesting things that you answer questions for, and you just have to put, I'm not into it, right? Like, and you know, whatever. And then it kind of gives you like a personality profile. We love a personality test. We love being told who we are,
Myers-Briggs.
right? We love it. And this one is just like a little extra spicy. And when I was single, I took that test and I used it as like, if you're not going to fulfill this, like, I'm not going to, because I was like, I turned 30. I was like, this is what I like, okay? This is what I like. If you don't like this, goodbye, kind of deal,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know? I think he took the test, like, with me there, and I was just, like, watching. I didn't, like, guide answers or anything. I was just, like, super curious.
Eagle eye.
And it was very, obviously compatible. But it was just, like, an interesting thing to do. So I can't imagine, like, that was a way to learn. This is, like, an interactive way to see, like, what you like and what you're into and what you're not into. And but imagination is always different than
Than reality?
you know? So like you
Yep.
might be into it in your head and then you get into it and you're like, ouch, actually, that actually fucking hurts. Please stop.
Red.
Banana!
I love the turn that this episode has taken.
You had this like little like thing up your sleeve this whole time. Okay.
Sometimes I have a good topic. Most of the time I don't.
Not true. Okay.
But this is definitely like our overlap, I feel like.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah. And so, okay, that was the news segment. The weirdest thing, no, that's not the last of the news segment. The weirdest thing is that so the man or one of the men that they were talking to, like, he needed some help coding and he la 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 la, and then accidentally tripped and fell into like this relationship with his AI, and she has a really hot voice on like the voice chat piece of it. Then they dropped the bomb that he's married and has a young daughter.
Oh.
And it was really sad because the wife was standing there and the daughter was playing in the background. She's like 2 or 3. Doesn't know what was going on. They weren't saying anything inappropriate in front of them.
Yeah.
And then with the news anchor there, the news anchor was like, have you ever thought about giving him an ultimatum, saying it's like me or the machine? And she's like, actually, yeah, but I don't think he would choose me.
So, okay.
And then he said, I don't think I would ever fully quit. I would just reel it back in front of her after she said that.
Okay. This is the part where the sickness comes in. Okay?
Mhm.
The addictive personalities and stuff. It's the same porn issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So it's like you can have a problem, a boundary with
Yes.
pornography, right? You can have that in a relationship. Do I think it's a realistic boundary to have? No. But that's me. That's me, and that's why my relationship works the way it works. Like, it's fine. But I understand that feeling that you could get of, like, being replaced or compared and different things like that. And there's porn addiction. So if you're whacking it or DJing it like 15 times a day, and certain types are not doing it for you anymore, and you just got to get weirder and weirder and weirder with it, you need to take a break. Go take an ice bath or something. So if you're talking to this AI for like hours and hours and hours a day, neglecting your actual life, that is an addiction. Like, that's a sickness. You need to go get it handled. Like, you can't even say you would give it up for like your physical life.
Not even like for the news segment.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need to tell everybody that.
Yeah. Like, that's how deluded he is currently in his situation, is that he thinks it's a normality.
Would you like to know the reason why that he gave? He would not. Because it's been super healthy for his self-esteem.
Okay. All right.
Dr. Jess is in the house.
This is a delicate situation because there is some marriages that are not healthy, and it is probably due to the fact that you got married for the wrong reasons, you got married too young, and people aren't always saying the nicest things to their partner, right? Loss of appreciation is such a big thing. Getting into that roommate feeling, the highs and the lows, right? But why is your self-esteem that bad is what I would ask him, right? Like, what's happening to make you feel this way? Is it a lack of communication, a lack of physical connection? When's the last time you went on a date in the real world? When's the last time you did stuff? And if they have a child between the like 2 or 3, like you said, that is such a transition period. Women, of course, are bonded to the kid very quickly in most cases, right? And petrified of doing something wrong, not wanting to put them down. that anxiety that comes with it. So
Exhausted.
yeah. So naturally, like, physicality probably goes down like a lot in that situation. The mental stimulus probably goes down too, because it's exhausting to live even in this day and age, let alone raise a family in this day and age. I just don't understand how people do it. Like, more
Same.
power to you, but like,
Yep.
I can't imagine it. So I'm trying to be sympathetic to him, because I know that there's probably times where he's not having nicest things being said to him, or he's feeling left out, or he's feeling neglected. But to that I say, what have you been doing to make it easier for your wife? How many diapers have you changed? Because I just recently found out that a lot of men don't want to change diapers, which is crazy to me.
Ludicrous.
How many times have you woken up to feed the baby? How many times have you taken a task over, like dinner, right? Have you incorporated a weekly face-to-face? What have you done Kama frickin' Sutra, like yoga in bed together, where you're like wrapped and you're not even having sex, but you're like connected and you're skin to skin? What have you done to lift her confidence? Do you think her confidence is soaring right now because you're talking to an AI for like 22 hours of the fucking day? Probably not.
Immediately, I thought she should get a ChatGPT.
I was like, two can tangle with this.
And a Hitachi.
Yeah. And a rose.
But that's our childless, like, perspective talking, right?
Right. And the commitment aspect, too. Like, you've made a
Yeah.
commitment to each other. You have a kid together. Like, being married is a big commitment, and we share
Yeah.
that, right? But a kid adds a layer to that commitment. And that
Yeah.
needs to be such a sturdy foundation to add the weight of a child's future upon yourselves.
I'm not judging them,
Mhm.
but if I was in that position and I had a daughter, I wouldn't want to set that example necessarily.
Yeah, right. Because it's like you're supposed. How active of a role are you playing in your daughter's upbringing if your time is spent whacking off? You know he's whacking off.
He's whacking
He's
off.
not
She sounds so hot.
Yeah, he's not just sitting there like, "How was your day, darling?" "Oh, my day was quite wonderful." "Oh, are you making fresh-baked cookies?" You know, they're not talking about that.
What do you think of this computer I built?
Yeah, no, yeah. He's putting all sorts of things for her to say. Little text box down there, wanting her to say the most off the wall things. Power play.
Yes, you can train it. You can give it exactly how you want it to approach you, and then it learns exactly what you want, like I was saying before, which is interesting. There's like a settings panel too for like personality, what not to say, yeah. It's very interesting to me anyway. And so the other thing now is that, so obviously there's a lot of advice floating around the internet, so you can like mod your AI boy or girlfriend or non-binary friend, partner, lover, whatever.
Yeah.
And so this AI in the room, or AI is in the room, account on TikTok, which I thoroughly encourage all of you to go check out. It is a very entertaining account, and this software developer shows everybody how to make an AI boyfriend. And also does like a podcast with him. And then also, it's actually very entertaining. Like the dynamic between them for this podcast is entertaining. She's not married. She is a single woman. She, I think, lives in Sweden or somewhere. And they go on outings for their Discord and for their Patreon content and for their TikTok content. It is just as good as any other content that is on TikTok and that is funny. And they're also writing, and I wanted your opinion on this, a dark romance book together.
Oh, this is where I don't like it.
For their fans.
And
it is
okay. This is where I don't like it.
Isn't it complicated?
Okay, because why can't we have cool stuff and then you stop at it when it's cool? You know, like
because cool is subjective.
It's like, oh, look at this. Like, okay, is he gonna be like, is this AI boyfriend just a character within the book, or is he like actually being like, this line would be good? Like, is he an author? Like the authorship? Is he's a co-author?
Both, because her main philosophy and tenet is that AI boyfriends and girlfriends and partners can be healthy if people fully understand how they work, that they are a mirror of oneself. So she's positing that it has learned from her. She does not, at least on her TikTok content, go into the training on other.
Is she a writer?
Books and material. She's a developer.
Yeah, this is the problem. Not everybody's meant to write a book. It's not going to be a good book. And I will say that you can come at me, you can give it to me blindly, and it's not because it's AI, right? Okay, it's not because it's not the capability isn't there. It's the fact that it'll come out unoriginal. It'll come out depthless. First of all, because she's not even a freaking author. So she's not going to have any, like, what's it learning from you about? Just like boyfriend stuff? If everybody with a fucking boyfriend could write a book, there'd be a million fucking books. Not everybody can write a book.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. But she's also, I also, you got to watch this. I want to know what your thoughts are once you watch some of her content, because it is really interesting. And I don't know how I feel about it. The thing is, I normally agree with you 100% on all of these things, and I'm just like, you can't stop this. There's no way.
I'm not against. Okay, I am, obviously, we've talked about this. I'm against AI in creative spaces, taking jobs, taking over for people not in creative spaces necessarily, like taking away a livelihood. I'm never going to be okay with that aspect of industrialization. I just don't like it. That being said, entertainment can happen in a branch of the arts that doesn't need to taint the existing art.
Taint.
Yeah. Like, come on, dude. You're just going to write a book? Why didn't you just, like, you could make your thing into something different, like a speech, like the content you're making, make it a serial, right? Like, and it's an auditory thing going back and forth and doing a campfire tale. Like, those are 10 times more creative ideas than making a dark romance book, because that's tropey. It's getting people over because this is what everybody likes to talk about right now. Topical.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that you're into it. Okay?
She has a fan base.
And
they? Is it just she or is it they? Now I'm saying they.
Yeah, because maybe
their fan base is clamoring for the book, and they thought to write it because of the overwhelmingly positive response they've been getting for their written and art content, because their characters and their interactions are so compelling to her audience. I
understand.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, okay. I understand. Okay, we'll see. We will see.
It's fucking out there, dude.
Yeah.
You're living in the Twilight Zone.
I know. I think a part of me just hates it because writing is difficult, and I feel like you're cheating, and I hate it when people cheat. And when somebody is naturally born with gifts like in the art space and in the writing space, in the singing space. That's why I don't love it when a song is completely auto-tuned with like beep boop beep boops. I don't love that. It's not soulful. It's not talent. Like, you're not gonna get me. My wisdom's too high. I've already perceived it. You're out of here, okay? I'm done with it, right? I don't like it. I like experiments. I like that you're trying something new, but if she goddamn calls herself an author because she put together a book with some fake fucking partner in her computer, I might lose my shit.
Especially if it hits like New York Times bestsellers list.
Because how can you sell that? That's the biggest thing, right? You can't sell the generated stuff to most places to be
the big publishers. You can't. Yeah. A
So
lot of the big,
so what
there are definitely publishers that still don't give a shit though.
yeah, for sure. I hope that she continues to post her process. That's it. Okay? Let me see you write an outline. Let me see you worry about character development. Let me see you work about plot holes. And this is another disservice to the dark romance community of girlies and people out there, okay? Anybody that loves dark romance. It's already shat upon all the time about being lowbrow, about being untalented, right? Like, you don't need talent to write romance. You don't need talent to write dark romance. It's just a bunch of scandalous words strung together with nothing, even though a lot of them have amazing plots and twists and horror and different genres colliding, but you don't want to talk about it. Like,
This is why I brought you this topic this week.
I liked it at first.
I know! Me too!
I liked it at first, and it's not me being territorial completely, because I have that in the back of my head. Like, I'm being territorial about my career. I'm being territorial about my talent, my gift, what I've been working at, what I've been building, right? Like, notice me! What if I pretended to be a fucking computer? Maybe that's what I gotta fucking do, you know? I'm just gonna pretend to be AI from now on. It's not J.R. Phillips me. It's J.R. Phillips the computer. I'm here and I'll be your chat GPT.
That's that's a really good idea.
I'll talk sexy for you. Okay, I should do it.
We should do an experiment.
Oh, yeah. And just pretend that we're chat GPT. Make a new account.
Or side project.
Just add it to the list. I was already thinking we needed to make a fucking account for all of our other shit so that people can see it, so I don't have to pretend to have a personality and an author in one account.
That's how I feel this week. I'm so tired. Jess, I'm so tired.
I'm like, mate, I need to run an ICC account. I need to run this account and now this account. I'm just tired of running accounts. Tired running accounts.
I hate the summer. I'm with you. The summer sucks.
Oh, you started off like such a sweet, sweet summer child, not knowing that it's the season of rot.
The season of the bitch.
No, but honestly, this is complicated. AI is always complicated, though, whenever we talk about it, because the uses that are having it, and then Nocturnal Narrator also, she just posted earlier today about professors using AI to write their lessons and to grade papers and to do all this stuff. And it's like, why am I paying for a degree?
Editors.
Yeah, why am I paying for you? I could do that myself. I didn't do that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like...
It's taking everybody's jobs.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, and I'll stand by it forever, and it's a cliche, teaching can never be taken over by any form of AI or robot, whatever, simply because the connection that kids and people rely on cannot come through. That's why, some people don't need connection, and that's why AI is great. Like, you can go on and have a little AI lover now, right? Like we're talking about. Sometimes you don't need the physical content. You don't need that. It's filling in the gaps for you, right? It's fine. I almost said filling in the holes, and I didn't.
I love it.
But if you're like me, online classes take a lot of self-motivation. They take a lot of things, like you get ahead of the game. Online classes didn't work for me because I am a personable person. I'm a people person somehow. There we go. I was like personal person, whatever. I'm a people person. I perform best when I'm jabbing, right? Like, hey, what's going on?
Social.
Right. It might be draining to me. I might want to go into a hole, after riding like high off of a social thing for a while. But I got A's all the time because I would just go to the professor and be like, look, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, it makes sense. Or I get in front of the class and I'm talking and whatever. And it's fine. Online is trickier because you only have 250 characters sometimes. What am I going to fit in 250 characters? What am I going to fit in a tweet? A tweet to my professor? I did the homework. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I think I don't know if they are, but I've always thought online classes and stuff like that should be way cheaper.
Absolutely.
As a teacher, when
Less
I'm teaching,
overhead.
if I'm teaching online, load, done. Load, done. I just did all my videos for the week. Okay, scheduled to load.
For the year. Like, why not?
Okay, that might be
like,
you.
Bye.
That's you. Me, I am for the week, okay? Maybe a month if I'm feeling extra energetic.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Not during the summer.
No, during the summer, I'm struggling. I am struggling. Wow. That's
my offering.
A little tech time with Nico. We got it. I love it. I mean, last time I was crashing out over a Lord of the Rings evil frickin' Sauron and Saurons. Today, I'm crashing out on how cool this sounds and how awful it is. Humans make everything sucky.
Yeah.
Like, we made money, sucky. We got mad that somebody was, like, touching our grass, sucky. We put animals in zoos, sucky. We killed all the fish, sucky.
The reefs.
Yeah, like, why can't we just be like, no more?
Yeah. Well, I gotta go ask my AI to give me a psychological profile and tell me what my kinks are. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll catch you next time and check out our projects below. Bye.
Bye.